despite rumors of closure, Naval Air Station Key West remained open and evolved into a state-of-the-art
We'll move around.
fighter aircraft
Totally move out of your way.
training for every military service. The base also supports many complex military, multifaceted training, operational, test and evaluation, and homeland security missions conducted by Joint Interagency Task Force South, the United States Coast Guard, United States Army Special Forces Underwater Operations School, and the Atlantic Targets and Marine Operations Facility. With 250,000 transient personnel coming here every year to train, it's a very important strategic location, and the Key West Naval Facility will continue to be an important contributor.
Hey guys, welcome to Island. Welcome to the 200th anniversary celebration here at the Key West Amphitheater.
And go Navy!
So right now we have music and stories about Key West.
Many active servicemen, would you raise your hand if you're an active service or a veteran? Can we ask you to stand up? Would you mind standing up? All the veterans and active servicemen, all want to stand up? Yes. You know, I say this every time I can get in front of a microphone, and that is, freedom is not free. It never has been. It never will be. And everyone who just stood up, let's us do what we do tonight. So thank you. Heroes, give it up for them. This song is dedicated to you.
Who's playing?
Howard.
Who's playing?
Howard Livingston.
Okay, so the event started at 6. Entry was at 5. So this is the Key West Amphitheater right by the water. We should have the sunset in just a little bit.
It's the soundtrack of our war, the lullaby of our younger days. To someone who spent his time in Nam with the grunts, I've got to tell you that noise was always a great comfort. It meant someone was coming to help. Someone was coming to get our wounded. Someone was coming to bring us water and ammo.
Clementis Trolley.
Someone was coming to bring our dead brothers home. And eventually, someone was coming to get us right out of hell. Even today, when I hear it, I stop, catch my breath, and think back to those days. I love you guys as only an infantryman can. No matter how bad things were, if we called, you came. Down through the green
Looks like Key West showed up.
Signs of a real bad day.
Pretty packed here today.
A real bad start. To us, you seemed beyond brave and fearless. That you would come to us in the middle of battle in those flimsy, thin-skinned crates, and in the storm of fire, you would sit up there behind that thin plexiglass, seeming so patient and so calm and so vulnerable, waiting for the offloading and the unloading. We thought you were God's own lunatics, and we loved you. Still do. We're the fortunate ones.
So sunset is in about 7 minutes.
So many better men gave up their precious lives for us. We owe them a sacred debt to live each day to its fullest. What they're saying when you listen hard enough is this: we're at peace, and so should you be, and so should you be.
He served his country and fought for us for over 30 years. Sometimes he thinks about the friends he lost, and he always sheds a tear. These days you won't find him in Iraq or Afghanistan. He's somewhere in the island where the six-pack and a tan. He's got a whole new attitude, walking on a beach somewhere. Straw hat and a bathing suit, the only thing he'll wear. Cold beer and a fishing pole, his new battle plan. He's somewhere in the islands with a six-pack and a tan. One day his heart stopped working, he was headed for the light. The good Lord took over and helped him through the night. He says that changed everything, made him a different man. That's when he headed for the island for a six-pack and a tan. He's got a whole new attitude, walking on a beach somewhere. Straw hat and a bathing suit, the only thing he'll wear. Cold beer and a fishing pole, his new battle plan. He's somewhere in the islands with a six-pack and a tan. He loves his country, always salutes the flag. He's proud of what he's done, you'll never hear him brag. If you happen to see him, thank him and shake his hand. You'll find him down in the island with a six-pack and a tan. He's got a whole new attitude, walking on the beach somewhere. Straw hat and a bathing suit, the only thing he'll wear. Cold beer and a fishing pole, his new battle plan. He's somewhere in the islands with a six-pack and a tan. You find him down in the island with a six-pack and a tan. You know, we asked all the veterans and active service people to stand up. How about we stand up and give them a standing ovation for their service? God bless you.
You're okay. So, one of them. Again, you want something? No. What light?
Repeated bird on our troops, distant shore. All the soldiers who walked upon her deck. We shall always promise never to forget.
Strong.
My ship, and things they do change. Workings of this great worry in vain. Tracking missiles, her job in 63. Didn't matter much to her.
Keep running up the hill for the sunset.
We get some of the fire ants in this.
I just got it over there, so.
It is sunset time, guys.
500 feet of history making way. They're sinking the land today. Destined for a ghost yard to slowly fade away. But some people down
So the celebration's gonna be live music,
and something else.
Key West history and stories,
South of
and we'll have a drone firework later on tonight. Now the thing is, we don't really know what is happening at what time, so we think the drone fireworks might be around 8:30. So we'll just let the camera run.
Underwater treasure for our world.
So enjoy your 200 years of Key West celebration here. This one is organized by Monroe County. You might remember we had some festivities already last year organized by the city of Key West. And this is the kickoff event, so we're looking forward to more events coming.
Alphonse, everybody on the guitar. If you would, once again, give it up for Kimberly Matthews.
Right. I look out at all you beautiful people, and the only thing more beautiful than all of you is that beautiful sunset. Take a minute, turn around. It's so gorgeous. We love our sunsets here in the Keys, don't we? Absolutely. This is a beautiful venue. We're so happy to have everybody here tonight. And I am so happy to introduce our next absolutely beautiful soul, our Commissioner, Michelle Lincoln. Thank you, Michelle.
Woo! All right. Thank you, Kimberly, for that great introduction and for the wonderful job you're doing this evening. Hello, Florida Keys! What a fantastic evening we are having. Nick Norman, Howard Livingston, and the Mile Marker 24 Band, your music is awesome. I am so excited to be a part of celebrating Monroe County's 200 years. Are you all ready for some more history? Because now we're going to move up the Keys a little. We're going to move into Marathon and the lower Keys. Awesome. Pineapples and charcoal from Buttonwoods. and sponges. That is how the Lower Keys started. And then the Keys were significantly altered by the vision of Henry Flagler and his quest to connect Miami to Key West. As you can see by the pictures flashing behind me, the Middle and Lower Keys play an important role in Monroe County's history, including the building of, as many would call it, the eighth wonder of the world, the 7 Mile Bridge. Shortly after our founding, Big Pine, Summerlin, and Sugarloaf were sparsely populated. They lived in extremely harsh conditions, navigating hurricanes, heat, and the ever-present mosquitoes. I would venture a guess that if a census was done, there were more mosquitoes than there were humans. In the early 1900s, when Henry Flagler and the railroad crews began clearing and preparing the railroad, the Lower Keys began to populate. In 1908, the Overseas Railroad reached Knights Key, and the daunting challenge became constructing the 7 Mile Bridge. More than 400 construction workers called Pigeon Key home for 3 years while building that bridge. To visit Pigeon Key today is to step back in time, and I invite everyone to take a visit to Pigeon Key. An even more significant challenge than the 7 Mile Bridge was constructing the Bahia Honda span due to the deep water and the ever-strong currents. The hurricane in 1935 took many lives, and it destroyed the railroad. I dare say our slogan, Keys Strong. Yeah, I dare say it got its name, and we got our roots from the 1935 hurricane as the remaining residents rebuilt our islands. The Overseas Highway was built by modifying the rail beds and bridges for automobile use. Just 3 years after the hurricane, a grand opening ceremony was held in March of 1938 on the span over Pigeon Key. Anyone who traveled the old 7 Mile Bridge? Anyone in here traveled the old 7 Mile Bridge? They tell the stories of death-defying travel along the narrow highway of mirrors because the frequent side view mirror collisions. The new 7 Mile Bridge was completed in 1982. As time changed, Sugarloaf, which by the way got its name from sugary pineapples that look like loaves of bread, moved from agriculture to tourism, due in part to the influences of Clyde Perky, who bought and developed Sugarloaf Lodge, and the famed and failed Bat Tower to help rid the area of mosquitoes. Big Pine also played an important role in connecting the Overseas Highway to Key West. When the highway opened, it did not run the entire length of the Keys, but was linked by a ferry from Lower Matacumbe to No Name Key. A small community was formed near the ferry terminal with enough children for a one-room school to open. That area is still popular today for the No Name Pub. I'm sure you've seen the dollars on the wall. And the old fishing bridge, which isn't that wooden anymore. In 1950, we got electricity, canals, and housing developments. During this growth, it was estimated that only 30 key deer remained, jump-starting the protection efforts of one of Lower Key's favorite residents. I invite you to venture north and explore our islands, including the Blue Hole, our new Pine Channel Nature Park, and one of my favorite things to do, take a sunrise walk on the old 7 Mile Bridge. And now let's get back to the show.
it up for Michelle, everybody. You know, that overseas highway is pretty special, right? There's one part of it is probably my favorite part. And that's the bridge you first come over from Miami. I call it the Magic Bridge. One side of that bridge is Miami. The other side is what? Yes, paradise, yeah. There's a two-lane bridge to the edge of the world where the sky opens up when it's turn and boys good. Roll the window down to the window of my head. The wonder sun tastes of salty air. Girl, now is the south, you is one. I said, hold on, what? On Marker 85, she's been a fish out of the water, so have I. Good night, now it's gone. Just a few more miles south, you is one. Forever young. Yeah, this is my crowd down south. US one. Love you guys. So much behind me, so much more to go. Maybe long you're running, but there's one road home. There's just one road home. Are we having a good time tonight, people? Now that was pretty mediocre for a Saturday night in Key West. Are we doing okay tonight, people? Now we're talking. People ask me all the time, how come I always have a smile on my face? I figured it out. People say, hey, Howie, how come you always grin? You've been smoking that old wacky tobacco, or you've been sipping the gin. I said, no, it's not that way. There's an explanation for the situation, and here's what I say. I'm living on an island. Yeah, help me out. Every day, my friends come over. We go out and play. Some people gotta grow up. That's not for me. The reason I'm smiling, help me out. different life not that long ago. In a hurry to get someplace I didn't really want to go. I know I could never go back and do it again. I love everybody up there, but I didn't fit in. That's why I'm living on an island every day. My friends come over. Hello, friends! We go out and play. Some people gotta grow up. That's not for me. The reason I'm smiling, I'm living on an island. Now the day starts out with coffee down by the sea. Then the sun comes up and says hello to me. How lucky I am. Believe me, I know. When I turn on the news and see folks shoveling snow. Should I ask? All right, we're going to ask right now. How many people have shoveled snow in the last year? Raise your hand and scream. Whoa. Let me hear you again. How many people did not shovel snow in the last year? That's why we're living on an island every day. Friends come over. We go out and play. Some people gotta grow up. That's not for me. Reason I'm smiling. Help me out. I'm living on an island. That is reason enough to smile, right? Once again, give it up for Kimberly Matthews, everybody!
All right, so you keep saying my name like everybody's going to know who I am. So just FYI, I am the strategic planner for Monroe County. I'm also the director of libraries, but today I'm event planner. Woo! Yay! So anyway, and as my husband well knows, if it were up to me, if it were 50 years ago and there was no mosquito control and there was no air conditioning, I can guarantee you I would not be living in the Florida Keys. And so, again, as we take our trip down memory lane and our history of the Florida Keys, I am so proud to present one of our commissioners who has been here and lived through so much history. Love him, adore him, our Commissioner David Rice.
Thank you. What a wonderful evening. You know, one of the things that I realized, guys, as I've looked back through history, is the keys change, and still the keys never change. If we look back, we'll see that. And by the way, Jim mentioned the year 1822. It seemed to have been a very popular year in the Keys. Key West became a Navy town in 1822. And in 1822, probably the first Keys-type scam was established in what is now known as Marathon. Right. Well, you just wait here. I mean, it really set a precedent that we've seen recreated through the years. Captain Joshua Appleby and John Pivash established a wrecking station in 1822 in what they then called Port Monroe. They bought a bit of land. They were marketing it as a wonderful place to live, even with all the mosquitoes, and a great place to grow crops, which I find a little hard to believe too. But you know why it didn't work? Because very quickly,
Okay, so guys, you have to know that whenever we have a concert or an event here at the amphitheater, we have some of our local restaurants and bars providing food and drinks. Of course, there always is a line. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Beautiful night.
It moved on as a very lightly populated area, sometimes not really populated at all, until about 1836.
Let's check out what we have. So over here we have, you normally have a bar on each side. You have one over there, you have one in the center, and you have one over here.
He watches you on YouTube almost every day.
Doing good.
Hey!
Yeah, we live on Little Squirch, but then when we're back home in the Poconos, he watches you.
Oh, yeah.
He loves your commentary.
So let's see if we get a little snack. Over here we have dirty South dishes. The menu is on the other side.
Just get a small
$10. It's back to normal. It's totally back to normal.
Okay, a large red.
But like I was like, oh, a water fountain? Like I got this.
Chicken and grits sounds pretty good.
Shower.
I didn't know if that was somebody like saying, kick me or what, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
We have a donut machine.
Hot donuts, Joey Bangin' Donuts here. You like that? Are we on Channel 6 News or what?
YouTube.
Hot donuts.
Ooh, they have key lime donuts, guys. 13 little donuts for $5.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Can I get 2 cinnamon sugar, 1 powdered sugar, and 1 chocolate?
What do you want them? That's just not it. That was fine.
Pretty Pretty colors here, still getting an afterglow. We're out at the Amphitheater in Key West. If you're just joining us for the 200th anniversary of Monroe County and Key West. Actually, Key West, the celebrations for the bicentennial for Key West was last year. This year is Monroe County. And we have live music by Howard Livingston, and we are currently checking out the food offering. And we'll have a drone fireworks show later tonight. I don't know if you call it a firework, a drone show.
Well, that's not a problem. It's been 2 years and they banked up.
I think here we have pizza and hot dogs, cheese steaks and chocolate croissants, and over here we have our famous Clemente's pizza trolley. Clemente's, who of course also has a restaurant on Fleming Street, close to our famous Fausto's supermarket on Fleming Street. And let's film this just for Gabe to check out what they have. And the Hawaiian is really, really, really good. Just thought I'd mention that. And Howard is back to playing. Ooh, they have Hawaiian pizza and pepperoni. They have your favorite and my favorite.
Oh no.
Some say we're crazy, we're living way down here. But I know I could never live anywhere but in the concrete public. We will do it just fine. We're not gonna worry. We know the sun's gonna shine. How many people are from the Keys tonight? Scream. people with us from out of town? Okay, now, there was more out of town. Hands went up, but y'all weren't drunk enough yet. Let's try it again. Who's from out of town? Who's from the Keys? Okay, if you live in the Keys, raise your hand up. If you were born in the Keys, keep your hand up. Okay. Well, you know, the people that kept their hands up, they're the conks. And I always say this, yeah. And I say this, you know, they've protected the Keys for 200 years plus. And that's why the Keys, well, it looks like the Keys, and it's not Miami. Give it up for the conks because they are the ancestors of everything that's gone right here. Yeah. Now, like everybody that could not raise their hand, I was one of those. We're from someplace else. And I wrote this song because it's kind of my story. Because I used to come down for a week or two or whatever, and I'd have to go back north. And then up north was, for me, just outside of Chicago. Anybody from Chicago? Anybody want to go back to Chicago? Yeah. So you know where I'm going with that. So when it was time to pack my bags, I'd always get depressed. And I'm a pretty happy guy. But that made me kind of get depressed. So one day, I didn't get on the damn airplane. I started doing this. Way better. Anyway, this song's about that. I used to live in the great white north, where the cold winds could be so bitter. I headed south to an island I found to shake off the chill of winter. 2 weeks would pass in the blink of an eye, and I booked a flight back home. The closer I got to having to leave, I felt sad like a dog with no bone. And packing my bag was depressing. Hated leaving paradise behind. Those beautiful sunsets and sweet salty air, kissing my sailboat goodbye. I can go on and on about my music code or give you a million reasons. Truth is my heart found a new home, and I just got tired of leaving. When you're young, the world is your oyster. It's a thrill just to jump on a plane. New faces in faraway places, drink it all up like champagne. Then all and going and coming and going suddenly begins to wear thin. I met a girl, I fell in love. Man, I knew it was real men. Packing my bag was depressing. Hated leaving paradise behind. Those beautiful sunsets and sweet salty air, and kissing my baby goodbye. I can go on and on about my new zip code or give you a million other reasons. Truth is my heart found a new home. I just got tired of leaving. I can go on and on about my new zip code or give you a million other reasons. Truth is my heart found a new home. I just got tired of leaving. You know you're really at home tired of leaving. This is about never leaving, right? Once again, please give it up for Kimberly Matthews, everybody.
Howard, you make me feel like a rock star. Anyway, but speaking of rock stars, I'm so proud to present our next speaker. Before she was our very beloved commissioner, she was our representative, and she has always represented the very best of the Florida Keys, our ecology, our environment, all of the things that we treasure and beloved and protect, and she is amazing. So, our Commissioner, Holly Merrill Rushine.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Give it up for Kimberly. I know Howard keeps doing this, but you know, she really was the hostess with the mostest tonight on this event. She really took a bull by the horns and look at the outcome. And I want to know, what does it take to get to be a maraca shaker for Howard Livingston? I mean, let's talk about that.
You're hired. Do we have a maraca?
Okay.
You're hired.
Yes, soon enough. So I have the honor of talking about the Upper Keys, a brief history of the Upper Keys. Knowing that we're in Key West, we talked about the lower keys, the middle keys, now we're going to talk about the upper keys. When was the last time any of y'all have been to Key Largo in the last month? Give me a show of hands. Okay, more than I thought, but not as many. So just bear with me while we walk through a timeline of the beautiful Upper Keys. Hey, Ron Saunders, how are you?
Okay, we lost Gabe somewhere.
Extraordinaire over there.
Last time I saw him was close to the pizza.
No. Key Largo, you might be surprised, is the largest of the Florida Keys. It is sized approximately
There he is. I knew I lost you somewhere around here.
Hey.
He does exactly what he did. I was impressed with him on Monday. I was impressed with him. I found that he's
in 1826, after Key Largo came under U.S. control, the lightship Caesar was stationed at Carey's Force Reef. Has anybody known Carey's Fort lately? All right, it's still beautiful. And it was the first regular.
I stole his drink. Sorry.
Run off with my drink.
Sorry, I walked away with your drink. Okay, sorry.
My dad loves it, so mirror. In the 1860s, settlers came to Key Largo. Captain Benjamin Baker, a wrecker from Key West, began raising shell pineapples. Around 1880, Samuel Johnson, a Bahamian like our mayor, where'd our mayor go? Skipping out on me. Craig, where are you? Come on, I'm speaking. And his family established a settlement named Planter, near today's Tavernier. The community grew, and 10 years later it hosted a church, a school, a health fair, a store, and of course, a post office. Other small settlements were established across the island, generally based on extended families of Bahamian immigrants. Y'all might know some of them. Here we go. These families had the names of Russell, Pinder, Lowe, and Alberry. In the 1890s, the first plans for an overseas railroad were brewing, and business tycoon Henry Flagler began buying land throughout the Keys. Construction I know this has been mentioned a lot, and there's probably really sad scenes behind me right now, but look right here, not sad. Construction on the railroad began in 1905, and by 1907, regular rail service was established between the mainland, aka Miami, and Tavernier. With increased access by the railroad and later in the 1920s, the highway, thank goodness, new faces arrived with new ideas. Sorry, Michelle. Pineapple farming began to fade and was largely replaced by lime groves. Railroad records show that in the 1920s, a depot called Jewfish, sorry for everybody out there, was named Key Largo, giving the small but growing community a name that would last. Charles and Lillian Sexton, you might notice that or remember that name, arrived in 1921 and operated a hotel, a store, and of course, the post office. They also began clearing land when you could still do that, not really legally or illegally, we're not sure, and dredging canals for Key Largo's first housing development called Sexton Cove. With the opening of the Overseas Highway and the Florida land boom of the 1920s, acreage was becoming more valuable as real estate than farmland, unfortunately, and lime groves. Card Sound Road. When was the last time everybody was on Card Sound Road? We love that. We love that bridge. Was opened in 1927, which improved accessibility to North Key Largo. Unfortunately, and I know these scenes have been flashing behind me, unfortunately, the 1935 hurricane ended the railroad and destroyed much of Tavernier. The Key Largo post office, man, lots about the post office here, was closed and transferred to Rock Harbor. Y'all have seen the sign. With this, plus the Great Depression, Key Largo was in limbo. But the allure of the island remained, and with improvements to the Overseas Highway completed in 1938, the people came. That year, Miami Beach developer Carl Fisher, has anybody ever heard of Fisher Island, where all the flashy, swanky Miami folks live? Began building a getaway for fishermen called the Caribbean Club. Who's had a drink at the crib? Woo! All right. And then again, we have to mention this. The grand old Harry Harris built the popular Harry's Place in Tavernier, 1939. It was during this time of growth that Morris Baker purchased a fishing camp at the northern extreme of Key Largo. He began improvements, that's an understatement, which soon turned the camp into a community called the Ocean Reef Club. As development increased, the need for preservation of the natural environment was recognized in 1947, and Everglades National Park was established, and it includes much of Florida Bay and virtually all of mainland Monroe, and all of the 11 people that actually live on Loop Road. In 1960, John Pennycamp Coral Reef State Park was dedicated. It was the first underwater park of any type, and it put Key Largo on the map as one of the world's premier diving destinations. And 5 years later, the Christ of the Abyss statue was installed in the park, becoming an icon, I know that's been behind me, of diving. In 1961, Key Largo technically became 2 islands when the cut was completed. Those that live south of the cut like to call people north of the cut South Dade folks. In 1980, Crocodile Lake National Wildlife Refuge was established. In 1990, to further protect the reef, President George W. Bush signed into law the bill establishing the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. And lastly, my friends, in 2002, the 500-foot, we talked about the Vandenberg, thank you by the way, Howard, the ex-Navy Go-Jim vessel Spiegel Grove was sunk at Dixie Shoal, further cementing Key Largo's standing as a dive destination. That, my friends, is a brief history of the Upper Keys. And it is my honor, my absolute honor, to introduce Allison DeLashmet from Moat Marine Laboratory. And my friend, she's got a wonderful, wonderful announcement that is so, so fitting for our bicentennial. Allison?
Thank you, Holly. I'm Allison from Moat Marine Laboratory, and Moat is an independent marine science nonprofit that has been serving and working in the Keys for the last 30 years. and we've been doing a lot of coral reef research and restoration. And I'm honored to be able to come and tell you tonight that we just outplanted our 200,000th coral fragment to Florida's coral reef, our crown jewel, and we dedicated that 200,000th coral to the bicentennial and to all of our commissioners. We dedicate it to you. We dedicate it to their Tourism Development Council. We dedicate it to everyone that has done so much for this county. And Holly, it would not have been possible without you in the legislature, so thank you for all that you've done for Moat. We'll have one of these for all of our commissioners.
And now, back to Howard.
Give it up for Holly, everybody. Okay, this next song kind of goes along with what Holly was talking about. This is my anti-hurricane song. And I wrote this song in the middle of Hurricane Wilma. And then every time we'd have a storm coming our way and we'd be in the cone, I'd sing this. And cone would shift. And I don't know if it had anything to do with that song, but I kept doing it and I'm going to keep doing it, if you don't mind. So this is our Don't Come to the Keys anti-hurricane song. We all live on an island, some call it paradise. The sun almost always shines, the weather's so very nice. But there's a price you pay for living by the sea. When the tropical depression becomes a category 3. 'Cause in the wind is gonna blow, we might not be here anymore. We're not scared, we're not gonna run. We're just on an island having fun. Authorities have decided it's time to evacuate. But we've all been partying and now it's much too late. The TV stations come down to see what's wrong with this island community. The hurricane is on its way and all we do is sing and play. We say the wind is gonna blow. We might not be here anymore. We're not scared, we're not gonna run. We're just on an island having fun. There is a wise old lady, she lives down by the sea. She had some words of wisdom, here's what she said to me. If there's someone you love and you want to hold them tight, don't wait to tell them you better love them tonight. Of course, would you give it up for the Mile Marker 24 band, everybody? These guys are incredible, yeah, and I'm so honored to play with. Let me just introduce everybody. Over on guitar, Alphonse, everybody, with color-coordinated guitar and shoes. Rick Cleaver on the bass. Hal, I'm back on the drums. Mark Rose on the saxophone. Hulbert Gagliardini on the trumpet. And Randy DeRutter running our videos over here. And bringing us cocktails. You can't see us drinking, but we are. You know, I was watching the television one night, and, you know, I have a problem with cable. Not getting cable, but there's too many channels. And I'll sit there for an hour thinking the next one is the one I want to watch. And I was doing that, and I came across a fortune teller. And she was saying, you know, I don't know exactly how the technology worked, but she was telling people, you know, put your hand on the TV or something like that. And basically she said, you know, we're all going to come back again, and we get to pick how we're going to come back. So I figured out how I want to come back. The other night I couldn't sleep, watching a TV show. The psychic lady was on the air, said she was in the know. We're gonna have another life. She said that it's a fact, but you gotta decide how you coming back. Then I started thinking, my head had started to spin. Who would I wanna be if we could do it again? I'd wanna live by the ocean and watch the tide roll in. And the very next morning, I'd wanna watch it all over again. If there is a life after this, and who knows, there might be. I wouldn't want to come back as anybody else. I want to come back as me. Have a beautiful lady who would hold me every night. She'd look a lot like Cinderella. She'd tell me everything's alright. My friends and I would travel all across the land. We'd party every night. We'd start a rock band. And I'd live by the ocean and watch the tide roll in. And the very next morning, I'm gonna watch it all over again. If there is a life after this, and who knows, there might be. I wouldn't want to come back as anybody else. I want to come back as me. Wouldn't want to be president. That's a way too much stress. I'd rather be on an island, I don't know, maybe just off Key West. And I'd live by the ocean and watch the tide roll in. Then the very next morning, I'd wanna watch it all over again. If there is a life after this, and who knows, there might be. I wouldn't want to come back as anybody else. I want to come back as me. Come back as me. I'm happy with me. Who wants to come back as for that. You know, this has been such a wonderful evening, hanging out with all of our friends. It's just so amazing to see this. So many of our friends here. Love you guys. And right now, I'd like to introduce to you, perhaps, our most famous band member. That would be our 1952 Johnson outboard motor, everybody. Give it up for him. And give it up for Randy DeRudder, everybody. But he insists that we call him J-Tech and not Johnson Tech. And by the way, this old motor has raised over $1 million with the help of our friends, and it's been amazing for kids with cancer. So, give it up for my Johnson. Sounds weird. And I have a song about my Johnson, but I'm not going to do it. I didn't think it would be appropriate. Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Let me ask the commissioners, can we do a song about my Johnson? Michelle's saying, yeah. Okay, this is not on the set list, so. I'm not the kind of a guy that stands out in a crowd. When it comes to the ladies, I'm shy, not that loud. But I got the prettiest girl, I'll tell you right now, she's a 10. People ask me how I got her. How do I begin? She only loves me for my Johnson. Yeah, she says it's really something. I know I'm a lucky feller, 'cause mine's great big and yeller. When it's dark, the shutters shake. Yeah, they say that's about all they can take. I know I'm really not the handsome. They only love me for my Johnson. When I pull out my Johnson, the ladies all gather around. They ask if they could just touch it, but they want more than that, I found. 'Cause first they start to pull it, and then they choke it as much as they can. They all want a little two-stroke. I'm such a lucky man. But they only love me for my Johnson. Yeah, they say it's really something. I know I'm a lucky fella, but mine's great big and it's yeller. When it's dark, the shutter and shake. Yeah, they say that's about all they can take. I know I'm really not the handsome. They only love me for my Johnson. To go on my boat, do it most every day. When I pull up to the sandbar, the ladies all look my way. At first I thought it was me, but soon I realized, as I got a little closer, they weren't staring into my eyes. Help me out, everybody. They were looking at my Johnson. Yeah, it's really something. I'm a lucky feller, 'cause mine's great big and it's yeller. When it's dark, the shutter and shake. Yeah, they say that's not all they can say. I know I'm really not the handsome. Oh, little Johnson. This is the best party ever. We have to clean up. Somebody does, but it ain't us. Well, this little motor inspired this next song too. She came down from the mainland, looking for a quiet holiday. She's been working way too hard. She wanted to get away. She was more the conservative type, wanted to read her books all alone. One trip to the tiki bar, she never made it home. Blame it on the margarita.
The drone show is at 9. So Howard is probably going to play another 15 minutes.
That makes sense. Your body's
And we have officially lost Gabe somewhere in the... It's okay, you can find us watching the stream. Position here.
The plane is landing.
We're right.
Her life's about changing away. Sitting by the ocean and feel the gentle breeze all day. Go look in the sky, wave at the plane going by, 'cause they're becoming another last away. Laying on the margarita, laying on the rum, laying on the moonlight, laying on the... And right now, please give it up for our Monroe County Commissioners. Come on up here, guys. Because we're going to try to make a margarita out of this 1952 Johnson outboard motor. Come on over. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys are two-fisted. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, now. And we're hoping it's going to start. No. Okay, so now let's put... We got to start out. Michelle's going to put in some wonderful Key West ice. Oh, yeah. I think that probably is enough. Just saying. And then you need a little triple sec, just a dot of... Yep. A little dab of that. Yeah, a little dab of that. There, perfect. Now we need some mix, and we only going to put it up to about right there. I'm not going to say what I usually say. A little further. Right, perfect. This is perfect. Now, what I usually say? No, we don't want to say that. I usually say pour it about 6 inches from the top. It didn't. They didn't get it. First they did this, I can't believe it. Okay, now we need somebody to pull the Johnson. It's over on this side. Johnson, come over here, bud. That's one. No, I'm good. Holly, will you pull my Johnson? Yeah. There's that. Get stroke. It only comes out to right there, so it's kind of short. Hold on 1 second here. Let's choke it a little bit. Here we go. Sometimes you gotta just do. Here we go. Y'all ready? So give it up for a 2 margarita, everybody. Here we go. I think we succeeded, right?
Thank you, Howard, Cindy. God, what a special night. Thank you all for being here. It's amazing. Thank you, thank you. We may be drinking this margarita here for 200th anniversary, but we're saluting you and toasting you, the residents of Monroe County, in 200 years of our history. And the Jones Show is coming soon.
Thank you.
Who made this? God bless everyone.
God bless you.
Give it up for our incredible Monroe County Commissioners, everybody. And do they know how to make a mean margarita or what? Come on here, Craig. Got to get a picture. For South Florida PBS, for helping us with some of those videos you saw tonight. And y'all know, all right, because there's millions of people would give just about anything to be sitting right here. And I'm so honored to be here. So, anyway, who's on Key West time right now? I've been around this world a few too many times, but there's one place I never want to leave. It's an island about 90 miles off of Havana. I found paradise, I believe. That's why living on Key West High. Yeah! I got a smile on my face that you can't erase, and I'm feeling fine. There's something you need to know. If you come down here, you gotta take it real slow. Oh yeah. Put your watch in your pocket, there's no place you need to be. Sitting on an island watching the sunset down the sea. That's why I'm living on Key West Line. I got a smile on my face that you can't erase, and I'm feeling fine. Every night's a Saturday night, every day's a Thursday. When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, we get to do it all city slicker. Now I'm referred to as that old guitar picker. If you come around here, you know it won't take very long before we drag out this old six string, start singing a song that's called I'm living on Key West Line. I got a smile on my face that you can't erase. I'm feeling fine. Every night's a Saturday night, every day's a perfect chance. When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, we get to do it all over again. I'm living on Key West. Who's on Key West time tonight? I said, who's on Key West time tonight? Holly, are you on Key West time? Michelle, are you on Key West time? Come on up here and sing with us. Give it up for our commissioners, everybody. All right, now, David Rice. Yeah. Okay, now, y'all going to help us sing. Are you ready? All right, let me hear you. All right, now, I just have to think for a minute. As we've been talking about the Florida Keys tonight, right? Okay. Saturday night. We get to do it all over again. Help me out, everybody. Hold your hands up. I'm living on Florida Keys. Oh, yeah. I'm living on Florida Keys. All right, now, keep going. show starting. It's going to be incredible. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! Yeah! So y'all ready for a drone show? All right, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Love you too. Where's the drone guy? Ready? Okay, now, in case what you're about to see is 250